Good evening, friends. Today is Monday, April 20th, and we are going to be celebrating Earth Day and We're going to actually just make it Earth Week, and we're going to talk about Earth Day all week. Did you all get my math assignment on Seesaw today? We're learning about 2D and 3D shapes. What's the difference? I can't wait to see the pictures that you end up sending me of what you find on your shape hunt. Okay, we are going to read today a beloved book called The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. This is my favorite Dr. Seuss book, and it's a great book for Earth Day. Well, it's a little bit long, so you're going to have some good stamina to be a good listener right now, but this class is amazing at listening to books, so I think you'll like this book. I think we might have read it one time. Maybe James brought it to share with us one time, if I remember correctly. Okay, here we go. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. Does that look like a happy place? What do you think? Does that look like a place where you would want to live? Not me. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there, and why was it lifted and taken somewhere? And from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives there. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of mufford moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. I'm not willing to pay. Hopefully they'll just tell us. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. How much do you need to pay again? How many cents? Do you remember? You're right, 15 cents. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his grovelous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Slop. You see it? Down slops the whisper my phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back. Whoa, look at that illustration. So beautiful. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swomy swans rang out in space, one morning I came to this glorious place. And I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. Does this look like a place you guys would want to visit? Point to the part of the picture that you think is the coolest. But those trees, those truffula trees. All my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffalo tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. Do you guys see a thneed? I've never heard of a thneed before. It's a strange word. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Who is that? Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Do you remember what that's called? A thneed. Lorax, Lorax, I said. There's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that full thneed. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was so great, he happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor silly guy. You never can tell what people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Be quiet, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Once-Their family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-Their family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds just as busy as beads to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the thneeds I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. You guys think this is going to turn out good? They're cutting down a lot of those trees. What do you think's going to happen? Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snaggled, he snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a cruffulous croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swommy swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. What's smog? What is smog? Can you tell somebody in your family what smog is? What do you think smog is? And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. They're making it unhealthy. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about gluppity-glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity-glup, also sloppity-slop. And what do you know with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old onceler man, you. Uh-oh, what's happening? You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. Why do we need trees, friends? You can pause and talk to your family about why do we need trees? Why are they important? And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. Oh dear. No more trees, no more thneeds, no more work to be done. So in no time my uncles and aunts, every one, all waved goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left neath the bad-smelling sky was the big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that, I've sat here and worried away Through the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, said the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. This is my favorite line of the book. I'm going to say that again. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. It's our job, friends, to care for the earth. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds. And truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. Do you think they'll come back? The end. So friends, how can we help take care of the earth? And we live in such a beautiful place, but some parts of the earth there's lots of pollution, and we do a lot of things to make the air dirty, and people leave garbage on the ground. Miriam, come down please. I'm gonna see if Miriam can come help me with a song really fast. So I'm gonna sing a goodnight song. To help me sing, please. Miriam's gonna be my helper today. So, hey friends. This is one of Miss Kara's favorite songs. We're gonna celebrate Earth Day. I wish I could see your faces right now to sing about or to talk about Earth Day with you. This is a song that Miriam likes for me to sing to her at her bedtime. This
also makes me cry sometimes.
Makes her cry. It's a sweet, kind of saddish song, huh? We're gonna sing it together. Oh, here we go. You heard this song? It's called Baby Mine from Dumbo. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eyes. Rest your head close to my heart, never to part, baby, you're mine. Little one, when you play, don't you mind what they say. Let those eyes sparkle or shine, never a tear, baby, you're mine. If they knew, sweet little you, they'd end up loving you too. All of the same people who scold you, what they'd give just for the right to hold you. From your head down to your toes, you're not much, goodness knows, but you're so precious to me, sweet as can be, baby, you're mine. There's a little break really fast in the song. Find someone in your family who you love and give them a big hug. Give that person a big hug. Ah. All of those people who scold you, what they'd give just for the right to hold you. you're not much, goodness knows. But you're so precious to me, sweet as can be, baby, you're mine. You're mine. Mwah. Noonie, 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 noonie. Okay, this is my baby. She's not really a baby. She's my baby. Hey friends, I would like for you to make sure you have your jammies on. I should have asked you at the beginning, do you have your jammies on? Did you brush your teeth? Are you snuggled up and ready for bed? Miss Kara and Miriam are gonna send you big hugs and kisses. Sleep well, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.